Assalamu alaikum. I am Shanza Fatma from batch 4 and the topic of my presentation is biodegradable polymers. Biodegradable materials are used in packaging, agriculture, medicine and in other areas. And in recent years there has been an increase in interest in biodegradable polymers. Mainly there are two types of biodegradable polymers, natural and synthetic polymers. There are polymers produced from feedstocks derived either from petroleum resources or from biological resources. In this review, we will discuss about some biodegradable polymers and their applications. Plastic is used in packaging, building material as well as in hygiene products, but this material has waste disposal problems and is non-biodegradable. And this material can accumulate in environment. So we are moving towards biodegradable polymers due to their easily biodegradable ability. Biodegradation takes place through the action of enzymes and chemical degradation associated with living organisms. The process of degradation occurs in two steps. The first one is the fragmentation of the polymer into low molecular mass species by means of either abiotic reaction, that is oxidation, photodegradation or hydrolysis, or biotic reaction, that is degradations by microorganisms. The mechanical behavior of biodegradable material depends on their chemical composition, the production, the storage and processing characteristics, the aging and application conditions. Biodegradable polymers from petroleum resources. These are synthetic polymers with hydrolyzable functions such as ester, amide, and urethanes. Are polymers with carbon backbones. Polymers with additives. Most conventional polymers derived from petroleum resources are resistant to degradation. To facilitate their biodegradation, additives are added. These additives are added to facilitate the biodegradation or to make them biodegradable. Like polyolefins are resistant to hydrolysis, to oxidation, and to biodegradation due to photoinitiators and stabilizers. They can be made by oxo they can be made oxo-degradable by use of pro-oxidant additives. These additives can be manganese 2 plus and manganese plus 3. The polyolefin will then degrade by a free radical chain reaction. Polymers with hydrolyzable backbone are susceptible to biodegradation under particular conditions. Now, aliphatic polymers. This class of polymers is most extensively studied because of their important diversity and its synthetic versatility. A large variety of monomers can be used. The aliphatic polyesters are most the only high molecular weight biodegradable compounds and thus have been extensively investigated. Their hydrolyzable ester bond make them biodegradable. They can be classified into two types according to the bonding of the constituent monomers. The first class consists of polyhydroxyalkanoates and the other is polyalkene dicarboxylates. Polyamides. Polyamides contain the same amide bond as in polypeptides. Polyamides have a high crystallinity and strong chain interaction so that the rate of biodegradation is lower than that of polypeptide. Enzymes and microorganisms can degrade low molecular weight oligomers. Biodegradation could be increased by the introduction of various side groups such as benzyl, hydroxyl, and methyl groups through copolymerization. For instance, copolymers with amide and ester groups are found to be easily degraded. The rate of degradation increase with increase of ester content. So we can say by increasing ester content, the degradation of polymers will increase. Polyurethanes. Polyurethanes are unique polymeric material with a wide range of physical and chemical properties has been extensively tailored to meet the highly diversified demands of modern technologies such as coatings, adhesives, fiber, foams, and thermoplastic elastomers. Polyurethanes basically prepared from three major constituents: diisocyanide, a chain extender, and a polyol. They react to form a segmented polymer with the alternating hard segment and soft segment. The degradation of polyurethanes can be tailored through an appropriate choice of the soft segment. Polyether based polyurethanes are resistant to biodegradation. If the polyol is a polyester, then polyurethanes are easily biodegradable. Some types of polyurethanes have chitin in them. So, when the content in chitin increased, the mechanical properties of prepolymers were improved. And the materials made of chitin have attractive advantages as the presence of chitin increases biodegradability, which offers applications in medicine. Now, polyanhydrides. Polyanhydrides are interesting biodegradable materials because they have two hydrolyzable sites in the repeating unit. The degradation rate of polyanhydrides depend on the polymer backbone. Aromatic polymers and aliphatic polyanhydrides are two types of this class. Aromatic polyanhydrides will degrade slowly, rather, aliphatic polyanhydrides can degrade in a few days. Aliphatic homopolyanhydrides have limited applications because of their crystallinity and fast degradation. Degradation rate of polyanhydride can be managed by adjusting the hydrophobic and hydrophilic component in the copolymer. To improve mechanical properties of polyanhydride for specific mechanical application, copolymers of anhydride with imide were also developed. Their good mechanical performance have been demonstrated. Another approach is the incorporation of acyclic functional group in the monomeric unit. The mechanical strength and degradation rate of these cross-linked polyanhydrides depend on the nature of monomeric species. Vinyl polymers. Vinyl polymers are generally not susceptible to hydrolysis and oxidation process is required for their biodegradation. Most of biodegradable vinyl polymers contain an easily oxidizable functional group and catalyst is added to promote their oxidation or photooxidation. Polyvinyl alcohol is widely used because of its solubility in water. It can be easily biodegraded by microorganisms as well as enzymes. Biodegradable segments peptides have been incorporated into the polymer chain, yielding to biodegradable polymer. In the field of biomedical application, polyvinyl polymers are extensively used. Degradation times of vinyl polymers range from few hours to few days. It depends on the length of alkyl side substituent. When the alkyl side group is short, very fast degradation is noticed. However, degradation products are toxic. Polymers with a longer alkyl substituents are thus preferred. Now, biodegradable polymers derived from renewable resources. Biodegradable polymers obtained from renewable resources have attracted much attention in recent years. Natural polymers. Natural polymers are formed in nature during the growth cycle of all organisms. Natural biodegradable polymers are also called biopolymers. Polysaccharides such as starch and cellulose proteins are come in the area of under the area of natural polymers. Proteins. Proteins are thermoplastic heteropolymers. They are made of both polar and non-polar alpha amino acids. Amino acids are able to form a lot of intermolecular linkage resulting in different interactions. Most of the proteins are neither soluble nor fusible, especially fibrous proteins like silk, wool, and collagen. So they are used in their natural form. Flexibility and extensibility of films are improved by the use of plasticizers. The biodegradation of protein is achieved by enzyme such as protease enzyme is used in hydrolysis reaction of proteins. There are two major sources of proteins from animal sources and proteins from vegetal sources. Proteins from animal sources. Collagen is the primary protein component of animal connective tissue. 22 types of collagen exist. Collagen is composed of different polypeptides which contain mostly glycine, proline, hydroxyproline, and lysine. The flexibility of the collagen chain depends on the glycine content. More flexibility is obtained with an increased content of glycine. Collagen is enzymatically degradable and has unique biological properties. Collagen molecules were linked on the surface of cellulose and polyvinyl alcohol films by covalent bonding. By denaturation or physical or chemical degradation of collagen, a high molecular weight polypeptide is produced, which is called gelatin. The mechanical properties of gelatin films depend on the physical and chemical characteristics of the gelatin, especially the amino acid composition and the molecular weight distribution. Proteins from vegetal sources. Wheat gluten is the type of protein which is taken by vegetal sources. It is readily available in high quantity and low cost, and this is easily biodegradable type of protein. Gluten is fully biodegradable and the products obtained by its biodegradation are non-toxic. Now polysaccharides. The principal polysaccharides used in materials applications are cellulose and starch, but other are also exploited on a laser scale. Polysaccharide from marine sources. Chitin and chitosan, two types of polysaccharides which we obtain from marine sources. These both types are biodegradable and easily uh, undergo to biodegradation. Now polysaccharides from vegetal sources. Starch and cellulose are vegetal polysaccharides. Starch is a well-known hydrocolloid biopolymers. It is a low-cost polysaccharides abundantly available and one of the cheapest biodegradable polymer. Starch is produced by agriculture plants in the form of granules which are hydrophilic. Starch is mainly extracted from potatoes, corn, wheat, and rice. It is composed of amylose, amylopectin, and a branched and amorphous polymer. Biodegradation of starch is achieved by hydrolysis at the acetyl link by enzymes. The alpha 1 4 link is attacked by amylase, while glucosidase attack the alpha 1 6 link. The degradation products are non-toxic. Cellulose. Cellulose is another widely known polysaccharide produced by plants. It is a it is a linear polymer with very long macromolecular chains of one repeating unit, cellobiose. Cellulose is crystalline, infusible, and insoluble in all organic solvents. Biodegradation of cellulose proceed by enzymatic oxidation with peroxidase secreted by fungi. Cellulose can also be degraded by bacteria. As for starch, degradation products are non-toxic. The mechanical properties of cellulose and their biodegradation decrease when the degree of substitution increase. Cellulose acetate is one of the most important cellulose derivative. Alginic acid is another polysaccharide present in brown algae. It contains carboxyl group in each constituent residue. Alginates are extracted from algae using a base unit. Alginic acid or alginate is also a natural biodegradable polymer and easily biodegradable by enzymes. Now, bacterial polymers, they are polyesters obtained by polymerization of monomers prepared by fermentation process are produced by a range of microorganisms cultured under different nutrient and environmental conditions. Now we will move towards the applications of biodegradable polymers. These polymers are used in medicine, pharmacy, packaging, and in agriculture. In medicine and pharmacy, biodegradable polymers should have three important properties to use in medicine and pharmacy. First is biocompatibility, second, bioabsorbability, and mechanical resistance. The use of enzymatically degradable natural polymers as protein or polysaccharides in biomedical application began thousands of years ago, whereas the application of synthetic biodegradable polymers dates back some 50 years. Current application of biodegradable polymers includes surgical implants in vascular or orthopedic surgery and plain membranes. Biodegradable polyesters are widely used as porous structure in tissue engineering because they typically have good strength and an adjustable degradation speed. Now, in packaging, in everyday life, packaging is another important area where biodegradable polymers are used. In order to reduce the volume of waste, biodegradable polymers are often used. Besides their biodegradability, biopolymers have other characteristics as air permeability, low temperature, sealability, and so on. Biodegradable polymers used in packaging require different physical characteristics depending on the product to be packed and stored conditions. So, due to their low price and easy availability, these are used in packaging. Agriculture. In agriculture, plastic films were first introduced for greenhouse covering fumigation in the 1930s. Young plants are susceptible to frost and must be covered. The main action of biodegradable cover films are to conserve the moisture, to increase soil temperature, and to reduce weeds in order to improve the rate of growth in plants. At the end of season, the film can be left into the soil where it is biodegraded. So this plastic is not harmful for plants as well as for environment. Biodegradable polymers can be used for the controlled release of agriculture chemicals. The agricultural chemicals concerned are pesticides and nutrients, fertilizers to repel insects. Conclusion. Biodegradable polymers have received much more attention in the last decades due to their potential applications in the fields related to environmental protection and the maintenance of the physical health. At present, only few groups of the mentioned biopolymers are of market importance. The main reason is their price level, which is not yet competitive. To improve the properties of biodegradable polymers, a lot of methods have been developed, such as random and block copolymerization or crafting. These methods improve both the biodegradation rate and the mechanical properties of the final product. So, this is all about my topic. Allah Hafiz.